It's just time for us to talk to our guests. If we are ready, we have a guest in the studio. Emma, are we good to go? Can we already have our guest? All right. And since Lena is here and she's assisting me today we are co-hosting. Lena will be talking to our guest. Good morning to you and welcome. Shama and
Carl.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Thank
you
very much. Good morning. Okay, so Carl, good morning. I got information that you're an actor.
That's
Should
right.
I say so?
That's
okay.
right.
Actor and a producer.
That's right.
So the question I'm about to ask you is a very simple one. What prompted you to go into the movie industry? Seeing that back in Cameroon, it isn't really that that way far going. Yes.
Well, you know, actually, I always like to take reference from the Bible. You know, when God creates everyone, you know, He places a special talent in each and everyone, and you know, and with this talent that He has given us, we have to do exploits, right? So I think creativity, you know, imagination and stuff like that is one of the special talents God has bestowed on me. So I just have to do it. You know?
So it's not about the money, because I know that many people believe when we look at the Nigerian and the Ghanaian actors and actresses, we know that, or we seem to see that they are very financially okay financially. Is it not because of the financial motivation?
Well, actually, you see, to be great in anything, especially like in this movie industry and stuff, it's not much about finances from the early stages, all right? It's a passion. And I believe when you're devoted to the passion, you know, the finances absolutely must follow. That's right, yeah.
Okay, so apart from movies, do you have any other thing you do in life? Because we know actors are entrepreneurs, actors are bankers, actors that yes, other things. So apart from acting.
Yeah, part of acting, I have other businesses that I do, you know, to sustain ourselves and to be able to finance the projects that we carry on, and also to look good, actually.
Yes.
That's
all right.
Looking good in business.
From what I heard, also you did the movies with the Ghanaian actors.
That's right. That's
Frank
right.
Artus.
That's right.
Kofi Ajololo.
That's right.
The uprising Olujekos in Ghana. Let me put it like that.
That's right.
So how was it to work with these stars? Because I call them stars. Are the ones that are marking Africa with their way of acting, with a way of doing the movies. Yeah. So how was it to work, especially with Frank Artus? Because somehow. You look somehow like him. I did not say you look like him.
Yeah, I like the end phrase. Actually, Frank Artus and I had the privilege to work with Frank Artus because, like you just said, we look a little bit alike, you know.
It's
so
quite interesting for you to accept, because a lot of people will not accept. They'll say, no, I'm my own person. I don't
because he had to play. We had this movie Blind Trust. You know, we're brothers in this movie. So he was my elder brother, and I was a younger one. You know, a very stubborn brother and stuff. So I think, and Kofi Ajololo actually was our father.
Okay.
Yeah. So. I think that's how we got started. And working with them actually is quite great. You know, being on set is serious business. Actually, it's not something that maybe we take lightly when we go on set. It's business. It's serious because it's an avenue whereby the world got to see you. You know, you got to showcase a special character, portray a special talent. Yes. You know, and all that. So we take it very seriously.
Okay, and question apart from what you do, actually, you look into the Cameroonian movie industry, which is like uprising.
Yeah.
And you, as a movie producer and actor, what do you think? What do you think should be done for this industry to grow like the ones in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Ivory Coast, even in the French, in West Africa? How should the movie industry in Cameroon grow as the one in West Africa?
Yeah, actually, so far already, all right, I think the Cameroon movie industry is growing, unlike before, like maybe 5 years back or 10 years back. Already the movie industry is so much so growing, and for us to really take our industry to that dimension where, like in Ghana or Nigeria, I think we just need good producers, because sometimes movie making is not all about the story. Okay. You might have a good story, but then you need a good structure on how to make that story come out as in a movie form, you know, in a way that it can be portrayed, you know, internationally in cinemas, and every professional filmmaker will watch and understand understand exactly what story we are doing, because I find out that sometimes most filmmakers, when they produce a film, they have a very good story, but at the end of the day, when they produce their film, you know, to the viewers, they really don't get to understand. It's like the producer need to sit and start explaining that this thing like this, but when it ought not to be so. So this is all about the structure of the story. So I think if producers come up with good structures and all that, I think the movie industry would be appreciated worldwide.
Okay, I know that so many producers are actually watching ABELA, so I hope you really gotten a message from one of you actually.
Yes.
So,
okay, now I'll turn to Shama Aliya. You are the manager of Carl.
That's right.
How is it like managing a young actor like him? Is it? Would you say it's easy? What pushed you to actually be his manager? Is it because you believed in him, you saw talent in him, or because of the returns of what will come later?
Yeah, actually, it's because I believe in him, and actually, I've realized the talent that he has. Yes, that he have got, and then he actually needs somebody to push him forward, because us Cameroonian, we don't actually help or support people with their talents. He has so much potential in him, and we have to exploit it, and he needs like a manager. So that's why I've taken up to myself to actually be his manager, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So how has it been so far? Do you always move around with him, or do you try to promote him, and of course maybe propose some opportunities to him, like acting opportunities, or he does that himself?
Definitely, I personally do all the arrangement and everything that they actually have to pass through me to get to him. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Okay.
And with the upcoming our upcoming projects that are coming, so we are actually finalizing everything and doing all the runs. Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us about some of those projects, or they're still
cooking in the pot?
Yeah, actually, they are still cooking.
Okay, they're still cooking.
Yeah.
So they're not ready for consumption yet.
It's a surprise.
Okay.
Zura, while we were talking, there was a trailer of a particular movie that was actually passing on our screen. Can we just somehow touch a little bit of that movie?
Okay.
Who is the producer? You the producer?
Yeah.
Are you acting in it?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
right.
just a little bit brief also so that we can enjoy it.
Okay, I think it's the action one, right? The action.
Okay.
Yeah, the title of that one is Raging Hard. And Raging Hard is an action film. It has a military background, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a film of a soldier who became a fugitive, you know, after disobeying orders from the bosses, and found himself in another nation, and with the toughness and, you know, trying to hide from the superiors and all that. So it's a story. It's an action film. You know, it has to do with love, betrayal, you know, backstabbing, you know, and revenge and all that. It's quite an interesting movie. You know, sometimes you got this thing boiling in your stomach and you just want to do some action to release it.
Yeah, and where was the film acted?
We did this in Ghana, actually, Ghana, Liberia.
Is that you with the hair? I see.
Yeah, you know, sometimes.
See the six hours,
you know,
just sliding.
You know, sometimes as on set is different. You know, you know,
yes,
all
you
the
have
makeup
to
and
the
stuff like that. You know.
Okay,
that's interesting.
How long did you take it to shoot the movie?
We did this movie. I think it took us approximately 3 months to complete the shoot, because it was quite an intensive one, you know, because we had to do some trainings, you know, like with the actors, like you see right there, you know, the fight scenes, choreography, and all those stuff.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's
interesting. Wow.
So, is there any premiere for this movie, or is it just?
The premiere for this movie, actually, like we've handed to the stations right now. So the stations, the TV stations will be premiering it. It's not like we're doing we already did the premiering in Ghana and in Nigeria as well. So in Cameroon, our focus is on the upcoming projects which we are supposed to do. So we just have to do the screening right now on the TV stations.
Projects for Cameroon. So shoot movies in Cameroon actually. Okay, so Shama, I have a question for you.
Please.
Is it that you have an agency where you call in for actors to be their managers, or is that you just want to be the manager of a?
Definitely. We are partners, and just about seeing Hilston film, nothing else.
Okay, nothing
because
else.
actually I'm a businesswoman. I have other businesses that I'm in.
So you want to say that if any other actor like comes up and say, okay, I saw what Shama has done with Carl, I want her to be my manager, you won't be able.
I could have everything. Of course, it's possible. Actually.
Okay.
All right. So tell me about the movie we just watched in particular. How has the return? How has the feedback been? From the public. Are people liking the movie? Are people watching the movie? Are they buying the CDs?
Yeah, actually, it's quite. It's really surprising to me myself how people got to appreciate the movie. Especially from the online stores. Yeah, it had quite lots of hundred thousands of views. On the YouTube channel, because we did trading with some internet marketers and all that. Yeah, so the response was quite impressive. And in Ghana as well, the CDs that we duplicated, they all was sold out. And the ones we're doing right here now in Cameroon, we are believing is going to work out the same, because I don't know, the public, they're really loving the action stuff. It's like they want to get me back in training and stuff to do more action for them.
Yeah, you're right.
So how can one get a copy of the movie in Cameroon? Do we need to go to YouTube, or where can we buy a CD?
Yeah, actually, if you get to Jelo Shamasal, just around the Boulangerie Sake in Accra, you can have a copy, and in some shops as well in Limbe, even in Kumba. Maybe for not doing lots of publicity on their stuff, we can actually get it when you go in the store. You say you want Raging Heart, or maybe online you just put Raging Heart online, or maybe you just do Car Hilston. You're gonna see on YouTube. You're gonna see a bunch of my movies on these online stores. All
right. Now, before we go, just a quick question. If I understand correctly, I may be wrong. You're more of an actor out there in Ghana than in Cameroon.
That's right. That's right. In Ghana, I've done over 15 movies. Yeah, I've done over 15 movies in Ghana, with about 8 movies as a lead actor. And from our own production, Cine Hilston Films, we've done 4 movies. Yeah, all in Ghana. So this is the project we're about to do now. I'll just talk a little bit. I'll give the title, The Secret Story. That will be our first project, our first major project in Cameroon, and we're beginning shooting this February, I think, by the 25th.
Okay, so you already have your cast.
We've casted and built a crew. And we are going to be using some of the top Cameroonian actor and actresses, like
the person I'm not thinking
like Libota McDonald. He's gonna be there. Someone like Stephanie Tom. She's gonna be there, and quite a couple of them.
A good cast.
quite a couple of them.
Okay, so how can people contact you if they want to maybe
work with you or something?
Okay, maybe if they want to contact, I'm on social media. They can just go on Facebook, Car Hilston. I believe the name is on the screen.
Yeah, that's the name is on the screen.
They can just find that on social media. Car Hilston, the same name. It's the one and only unique Car Hilston. The only one in the world, actually.
It's okay.
Car Hilston, is that Cameroonian name? Is that your artistic name?
I'm going to
your name for showbiz, or that's your name?
I'm going to look for the meaning of Calvary soon.
Oh yeah, you should, right? Okay. Well, actually, Car Hilston, that's my real name. Yeah.
Your real name in the
real name, like
your parents. Seriously?
Okay. Anyways, that was just a joke, though. Car Hilston is my show name. Actually, my real name is Franklin. So, Car Hilston, but I prefer to call me Car Hilston because that brings the energy in me.
Okay, wow.
Franklin.
That's right.
Why did you not give us the first name so that we should know whether you're from the northwest or the southwest? Balinyonga.
You're getting into me right now.
Okay.
All right, thank you both so much for coming
Okay.
on to the program
The
today.
pleasure is
And we're
ours.
looking forward to having you some other time on the program with more of your projects.
Okay.
That's right. That's
Alright.
right. So,
I wish you all the best, Carl, Hilston, and
Thank you very much.
Shama Aliya. I wish you both the very best with your different projects. And thank you for coming.
and thank
Thank
you
you.
too so
All right.
very much.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that was it from our guests. Hope you enjoyed Cameroonian actors and actresses coming up every day, and there are some of them that we have not discovered, that we are still to discover, maybe because they are not in the public eye. And today we just discovered Carl Hilston, who is a great Cameroonian actor in Ghana, and he's coming home to make or to leave his mark right now.
That's right.
Now, like I said at the start of this program, we're talking female genital mutilation once again today. We started yesterday and we're still talking about it today. And messages are coming in from our viewers who are reacting to our talking points. This one, I'll just take a few more of these messages before we go out of the studio. This one says, hello to you in the studio. And the message is coming from Hans in Garwa Bulai. He just decided to say hello. ABELA to you in the studio. Genital mutilation is a curse, and many girls are unable to satisfy their men and they end up divorcing. In addition to that, well, unfortunately, that message is incomplete. Thank you all the same. ABELA to you all. Performing such an act to a young girl is not good because you turn the girl into or because you destroy the girl's sex organ. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, there is no name to that text message. This one says you have to get up every morning and tell yourself, I can do this. Good morning to you all, and I wish you a successful day. Thank you so much.
Inspirational quote for the day.
Yes, I can do this.
I will do
Unfortunately,
it.
that viewer did not leave his or her name. ABELA to you all in the studio. Female genital mutilation is a curse. In fact, it is. And that message is incomplete. And then we have a caller. Good morning, ABELA to you. Unfortunately, we lost him or her. Thank you all the same for your messages. One says it is a curse. In fact, it is... the message is incomplete. You may want to send that message again so that we get exactly what you are talking about. This one says, this is Morgan Moore, and he or she, I don't know if it's Morgan Moore is a he or she. Genital mutilation is a curse to humanity and a horrible evil act before the eyes of God. This should be eradicated by tracing its roots. Thank you so much, Morgan Moore, for your text message. Another text message. This one says, ABELA to you in the studio. ABELA to you in the studio. Female genital mutilation is a curse, and many girls are unable to live their lives because of FGM. It should be eradicated. Thank you so much for your message. And another text message before another caller before we take on our next stop on the program. ABELA, and welcome to you. Unfortunately, we lost that caller. So it's time for us to laugh a little bit on today's edition of the program. When we come back, we can